Sure. So they find me through different places because I've worked really hard to build a good network over the years. So a lot of my clients do come through word of mouth. Obviously, when someone experiences, something positive through working with me, they tend to tell their friends, which is good for me. So I also get people recommending me coming through my website. LinkedIn's been really great as a tool because it allows me to share honest stories about my own experience and share.
Welcome to Career Coaching Secrets, the podcast where we talk with successful career coaches on how they built their success and the hard lessons they learned along the way. My name is Davis Nguyen, and I'm the founder of Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, and even $100,000 weeks. Before Purple Circle, I've grown several 7- and 8-figure career coaching businesses myself, and have been a consultant at 2 career coaching businesses that are doing over $100 million each. Whether you're an established coach or building your practice for the first time, you'll discover the secrets to elevating your coaching business.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Career Coaching Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Rexhen, and today's guest is Samantha Leeman, a certified coach and senior product owner in cloud security at Lloyds Banking Group, who is on a mission to help women in tech thrive in a field that wasn't built with them in mind. With over 15 years of experience in tech industry, Samantha combines tech industry expertise with a heartfelt passion for career coaching. Samantha combines tech industry expertise with a heartfelt passion for career coaching, offering guidance shaped by her own journey navigating bias, pay gaps, and unequal opportunities. And it's a pleasure for me to have her on the podcast today. Welcome to the show, Samantha.
Thank you, Rexhen. Really great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Samantha. It's a pleasure for us to have you on the podcast. And I wanted to ask you, when it comes to the coaching part of your the coaching side of the coaching business, first of all, what inspired you to become a coach and then do this as a business serving your client?
Yeah, thank you. So coaching, when I first started coaching, it really felt like a natural extension of what I'd already been doing in my career. At that point, I'd spent over 10 years working in tech recruitment, mentoring, supporting, giving people guidance with their careers. And then the real turning point came for me when I started to do more formal training. That culminated in a course where I gave up my weekends for the best part of 6 months to get my coaching certification. And on that course, I had a lot of practice clients, and a lot of them conveniently were other women in tech like me. And then when I started to realize that those other women in tech were feeling the same way that I'd done in the past, second guessing themselves, holding themselves back because they weren't technical enough, I knew that I could help change that. So coaching gave me the tools to support people, not just with advice, but with like real ways to progress and go after what they dreamed of, essentially.
Throughout these 5 years, and going through the coaching journey with your clients, what about it do you find the most rewarding since you started doing this?
Good question. What's the most rewarding? For me, it's those moments where the women I work with start to see themselves differently.
Mm-hmm.
When they are then able to recognize their achievements, because as women in tech, it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I did that thing, to play down those achievements. So when women are actually able to recognize their achievements and then really start to believe that they're capable of amazing things, when I see that change happen in them, that's really what kind of makes it all worth it in the end. I've had clients that have doubled their salaries, got promotions that they've come to me in the first place thinking that they wouldn't even be able to do, and seeing that transformation in people, it just never gets tiring.
Interesting. Cool. And so when it comes to your clients, obviously we're talking about women in tech. So is it specifically only women in tech and only women, or would you say that the clients that you work with might also fit some other demographics or some other industries? And how would you describe the ideal client profile for you?
Yes. So I don't only coach, women in tech, but because of the industry I work in and the experience I have, that tends to be the sort of people that gravitate to me. Mostly it's really ambitious women, a lot of who are maybe in leadership roles or feel ready to step into them, but are maybe in a place of self-doubt or feeling a bit stuck. So I'm there really to help women understand the system that they're in that makes them feel like stuck or like they can't do stuff. Help them understand that, being a bit kinder to themselves, and then help them take action, whether that's looking for a new job, setting boundaries, doing something totally different in their career. I get a lot of career changers as well. It's about helping them create careers that don't just look successful, but feel successful for them.
Interesting. And so how would you describe the work you do with them, or like the engagement you have with a client? Is there a certain program of a certain length? How would you describe that engagement?
Yeah, so I've got different options for people. I've got a program that's called the Clarity and Confidence program. So they can take as long as they want, but ideally it's to be done over 3 months. They get 4 sessions with me. And if you like, I'm like their on-call support for anything that's going on in their career, whether it's interviews, applying for jobs, promotions, making changes. So I've got that. And then I've also got ad hoc sessions that people can book with me. Say if there's something like really specific that they want to work on, a presentation they've got to deliver, or a particular conversation that they're about to have. So they can book ad hoc in with me as well.
Interesting. And so where do these people, these women in tech or leaders find you right now? Is there a specific marketing channel that is working very well for you?
Sure. So they find me through different places because I've worked really hard to build a good network over the years. So a lot of my clients do come through word of mouth. Obviously, when someone experiences, something positive through working with me, they tend to tell their friends, which is good for me. So I also get people recommending me coming through my website. LinkedIn's been really great as a tool because it allows me to share honest stories about my own experience and share a bunch of advice that people can have for free, even if they're not paying me for coaching. So I've got about 6,000 followers on LinkedIn, which is really helpful for spreading the word. And I write a newsletter as well every couple of weeks. So I have a few different channels, but LinkedIn's definitely been one that's been great investment for me.
And I noticed you also regularly post on LinkedIn, right? Is there some kind of strategy that you're following about the content posting on LinkedIn? How do you go about it? How are you thinking about it?
So this would be a really good post. I'll write down the headline and I'll keep it somewhere. So then if I'm ever short on ideas, I can look something up. Some of my posts are more, sorry, I'm going to start that again. I'm also writing a book just now. So I am introducing some structure. For example, every Monday I post the latest update on where I am with writing my book. So it has started to become more structured now that I'm settling into different themes of things I post about, which I think has been how it's evolved over time. Earlier on in the early stages, it was very much whatever I felt like posting that day. As you practice and evolve, it has become a little bit more structured now.
Great. And you do also get quite a bit of an engagement, which is great as well. So right now, when thinking about the coaching business, is there, looking into the future for the next 1 to 3 years, do you have any specific goals that you're working towards?
I have lots of goals. I always do. I'm that sort of person. So as I mentioned, I'm currently writing a book to support women with their careers. In it, I'm sharing stories from my experience and really all the advice I wish I'd had when I first started out. So I'd love that to help me build a platform that will give me kind of wider impact. So help me with speaking opportunities, maybe allow me to deliver more workshops, create more conversations in the right places where change really does need to happen still. So I'm exploring how to scale my coaching business in a way that still feels personal as well, maybe through group programs or other events.
What would you say have been some good investments that you've made that you feel really proud of?
Yeah. Well, I do love an online course, but I've invested in some relatively expensive ones over the years. And then because of the nature of an online course, you're left on your own to work through it. I haven't utilized them anywhere near the amount that I should. So they're probably not brilliant investments. Things that have really helped is investing in myself and investing in paying other people to do stuff I'm not good at. So things like, my newsletter templates, my websites, I could learn how to do that stuff, but it'll take me ages. And I'm really not great at designing stuff that looks good. So
Yeah.
I paid someone else to do that for me. And that was one of the best decisions I made.
What would you say is a challenge for you right now to make that happen, or to actually get the group coaching set up? Where do you see the bottleneck for you?
It's really the amount of time I have to invest in designing it, promoting it, spreading the words, being available as well, because when you're working with people one-to-one, it's much easier to fit those sessions in around your other commitments. And if someone needs to move something, it's usually possible, not that I do that very often, but with a group coaching, it means you have to definitely be available at certain times, and it's just a bigger commitment in terms of effort there.
Yeah, absolutely. So time-wise, it makes a lot of sense. So it does take quite a bit of a commitment to be able to scale in group coaching as well. Obviously, not as much as doing one-on-one calls. If you were to manage and go fully on group coaching only, it will be easier for you time-wise. So that is a very smart move. And yeah, I totally understand that just like the capacity for now could be a very big challenge for you.
Absolutely.
And so, and thinking about the scalability right now, the final question that I have for you today is, for other coaches that are in a similar position as you are.
The advice I would give is to turn your coaching into a product as soon as you can. Because in the early years, I felt a bit conflicted over selling coaching because it can feel a bit vague and hard to explain. But once I'd created my Clarity and Confidence Catalyst program, that gave me a product to sell, gave me something tangible that clients could understand, say yes to, and made the whole building my business challenge a lot easier. As two other things, I would recommend you invest in a mentor coach. If any of you are anything like me, especially in the early days, you'll constantly worry about whether you're doing the right thing for your clients, whether they're getting what they need from you. So working with a mentor coach who can give you honest feedback and help you continue to grow your coaching skills is going to be really valuable. And then the third thing is a really obvious one. Tell people about it. Like, you've got to promote your coaching, your program, and what you do. In the early days, I built a website, created coaching products, and then didn't tell anyone because I had this fear that nobody's going to buy it. But if you don't tell people, they're definitely not going to buy it. So I would recommend, they would be my top 3 things, because people don't buy coaching. They buy the results of coaching. They'll buy more confidence. They'll buy whatever it is that your coaching is going to give them. And you need to productize it to get there.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this with us today. Thank you for coming into our podcast. It was lovely to have you on the show. For anyone who wants to connect with you or find you, they can go into LinkedIn and look up Samantha Leeman. They'll be able to find you there. And when it comes to the website, is there also a website? I want to make sure I don't mess that up.
Yes, you could use, I've got, my website is www.onceUponATechRecruiter.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn just by my name.
Cool, great. And just for the editor, let's make sure to put that on the description as well. OnceUponATechRecruiter.com, right?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, OnceUponATechRecruiter.com. We'll put that in the description for people to find it easily. But thank you so much, Samantha, for coming to our podcast today.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's it for this episode of Career Coaching Secrets. If you enjoyed this conversation, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to this episode to catch future episodes. This podcast was brought to you by Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, or even $100,000 weeks, all without burning out and making sure that you're making the impact and having the life that you want. To learn more about our community and how we can help you, visit joinpurplecircle.com.